So yeah, I'm glad the UK voted for Boris Johnson and Brexit, but I'm not sure if the country is salvageable. I think this slowed its decline. It's a perpetual ideological war there. Here's one unhappy Labour candidate. He actually won his election, but he sure is mad at voters. Look at this.
Because the Conservative Party have an aim to break up our country. They aim to destroy our NHS, and we will say no. We will fight them in the Parliament. We will fight them in the courts. We will fight them in the workplaces, and we will fight them in the streets. They will not destroy our country. Thank you, Pentown.
Yikes. And of course, Brexit isn't actually done yet. Boris Johnson isn't just quitting the EU. He's talking about negotiating his way out still. Why not just quit? The victory was Boris Johnson's, but it came about because of Nigel Farage. It was Farage who led the Brexit referendum in 2016. This spring, it was Farage whose new Brexit party came in first in the European elections held in the UK. I think that probably steeled Boris Johnson's will on Brexit and showed what would happen if he didn't do it. It was Farage who a few weeks ago announced that his new Brexit party would not contest any Conservative MPs who were already in Parliament or seats where it was close, so the Brexit party would not split the vote. I think that is why Johnson got his majority. I think last night was Farage's win as much as anything, even though he got no MPs himself. Now, I like Boris Johnson. He's smart. I think I like him mainly because he's funny, to be honest. He can be really quirky. I think it's a shtick. I mean, what do you think of this?
I have a thing where I make models of... when I was in London, when I was mayor of London, we built a beautiful... I make buses.
You make models of buses?
I make models of buses.
So they're going to be in Downing Street?
So what I do... No, what I don't make models of buses, but what I make is... I get old, I don't know, wooden crates.
Yeah.
Right? And then I paint them. And they have two suppose it's a box that's been used to contain two wine bottles, right?
Right.
And it will have a dividing thing.
Yeah.
And I turn it into a bus, and I put passengers. You really want to know this?
You're making buses. You're making cardboard buses. That's what you do to enjoy yourself.
I paint the passengers enjoying themselves.
Okay, great.
On the wonderful bus.
Great.
That's just really fun. I've watched that like 4 times. He's goofy all around, but I think he knows exactly what he's doing. He's crazy like a fox. He's crazy. Now, when Trump was new, Boris Johnson mocked him.
I think Donald Trump is clearly out of his mind. If you think that's a sensible way to proceed, you can't ban people going to the United States in that way, or indeed to any country. And what he's doing is playing the game of the terrorists and those who seek to divide us. That is exactly the kind of reaction they hope to produce. And I have to say, when Donald Trump says that there are parts of London that are no-go areas, I think he's betraying a quite stupefying ignorance that makes him frankly unfit to hold the office of president.
Yeah, I bet he wish he could take that back now. Johnson has other leftist quirks too, besides Trump derangement, which I think he's cured from. Boris Johnson claims to be really green. You know, you can bike around London a bit. The traffic there is so bad, it's probably quicker to bike than to drive, but it makes no sense for most people most of the time. I mean, take the subway if you want. Johnson's a big global warming extremist in his own way, and he pledges 0 carbon emissions.
What we won't do is take a sledgehammer to the economy, which is what Corbyn and McDonnell would do, and thereby make it impossible for us to attain our climate change targets. So let's go, as I say, let's go carbon neutral by 2050, Corbyn neutral by Christmas. Thank you all very much. Thank you.
All right, that was a funny line, but he really is a global warming believer. There are bigger issues in the UK than global warming. Brexit, stopping mass immigration, cracking down on crime and terrorism, that sort of thing. All in all, Johnson's win is important for those reasons and to rebuke the insanity of the UK Labour Party. That's an excerpt from the Ezra Levant Show, which is a show I do every day. I do a monologue, interview an interesting guest, and then I read my hate mail. But you've got to subscribe to it, which you can do at premium.rebelnews.com.